Next edition of My Drive, or this edition, tough monster trucks coming up. Got some seminars on the economy. Nature Ninos, a new podcast from Prescott Valley's Autoworks. J&G Guns. It's all on this next edition of My Drive. Yay, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
It's that time of year to start afresh.
Everything's new. Everything's
new.
You have
the
so
new
much
sound
hope.
outside of the whirling weed whacker. That's
that.
new.
This is the time when you have all those like, this year I'm doing everything. I'm going to be organized.
My new resolution is not to have one.
Really? No.
Nope.
I didn't do one either.
I'm already awesome.
It's hard to get better when you're already this awesome.
I know. Not really, but.
How was your break? How was Christmas? How was New Year?
It was
How was
good.
everything?
It was good. You know, no car troubles, no food troubles. Speaking of cars.
Yeah. What?
That's kind of a weak setup. Was
What?
it? Segue
Segue to what? What?
Autoworks.
Oh.
She's we try to coach each other into segues during this, and she completely just failed that one.
I thought we were going to talk about like Fast and Furious or something like that. I wasn't quite
No,
sure.
the new podcast.
No,
coming
he's
up.
leading
We're
you
gonna
to
have a
the-
really cool car podcast.
The
coming
first item.
Autoworks.
He was leading you to the
Gotcha.
you know,
first
top of the
item on the
page.
list that your person gave
My
you.
person. Thank you, person. How are you?
Autoworks Service and Repair is launching an auto podcast in 2024, which is this year on cast11.com.
I'm excited for this
I
because
am too. John Lotus is cool.
he's super cool. And I have so many questions. My daughter came over the other day and said, I need my brakes fixed on my car and it's going to cost me $1,000.
Go pay for it, girl.
I'm like, how is it $1,000? And luckily Frank's pretty handy with some of it.
She was grinding some metal with that brake pad.
No, you know what she does is her car has auto, what is that when you like cruise control? So you can set it to auto and it'll adjust to the car in front of you. And it'll either
You're
speed you up,
talking
slow you down.
about, what do they call that? My wife's got it on her Bronco Sport.
I don't
Like
know, but
follow assist,
Yeah,
something
so
like that.
It
her
keeps
car-
the distance, yeah.
Mm.
you know, we drove with her to California and her car would be like, and Frank's like, gosh, she drives like you, just doesn't keep a steady speed. I said, no, that's her smart car. It tells her like back off and it auto adjusts them. I don't know if that's messing
keeps
with the
a
brakes,
safe
but
distance.
$1,000 for brakes. That's tough, but maybe
That has
John
nothing
can.
to do with having to spend $1,000 on brakes. It's probably because you didn't change your brake pads in time.
I don't even know, but I think John Lonis is going to save us all.
Nice. Yeah, so be looking for Autoworks of Prescott Valley and John Lonis, the host, on a new podcast for Cast 11.
Speaking of cars, how about we transition over to toughest monster trucks?
Good, and I can take that hint. January 5th at 6:30 p.m. and January 6th at 5 p.m. at the Finley Toyota Center in Prescott
Oh
Valley.
my God, that's this weekend.
Ground-shaking experience as the toughest monster truck tour roars back into town with the most extreme monster trucks.
I'm glad you took that part because I don't know how to say that word. We've done this before where we went on the pit party. So we got to go down and meet all the
Different
drivers
from your
and
party pass?
different. But it's very cool. Very, very cool. They've got a couple girl drivers, which I think are very cool.
And segueing
What you got?
to something a little more serious, but just as important, because you have to have fun with seriousness, is State of the Economy, Saturday, January 6th at 8:30 a.m. at the Prescott Resort and Conference Center, brought to you by Victory Wealth Services. Breakfast, and you hear about the industry leaders getting insight into significant world developments of 23, and hopefully talking about, are we going to have a soft landing in 24? Is there going to be economic demise, or is it just be not a big deal?
We've been talking about an economic demise for a while now, and I think everything is. I'm going to say it's not going to happen. I think we're going to be
Nice soft
heard it here
landing.
first. I think so. Everywhere I went to spend money for holidays, people are spending money. I don't see a lot of people holding back this year. So I think the economy is strong. People are doing well. Heard it here first.
Getting to outside.
Oh, what are we doing? Nature Ninos?
Nature Ninos.
Hear that? Nature Ninos Prescott. Saturday, January 6th from 10 to 12 at Granite Creek Park. Nature Ninos is a free community program for families ages 0 to 8 in the greater Prescott area, giving access to healthy outdoor time for every child. It's going to be cold.
It's cold this week. Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be super-
Nature's cold. Deal with it.
I don't do well. You went to New Year's Eve downtown. And
Yeah, but I dressed appropriately and prepped myself with a couple martinis. Feel no cold.
Yeah, maybe that's what I need to do. We went outside at midnight just to blow the poppers, and my neighborhood was quiet, and we were the only one.
And you were the loud ones.
We were the loud.
Nice.
Happy New Year! Pop, pop, pop with our little poppers.
Speaking of pop, pop, pop,
Yes, keep us on track. What you
a
got?
couple of leading podcasts coming up. I said pod, I guess is where my mind went.
Pop,
Not
pop,
pop,
pop.
Leading podcasts to listen to. Ken Lane, Waters Garden Center. Ken is talking about how to dig the proper planting hole. I don't know if this is a marriage counseling session or
Yeah, because
he always has great tips though for up here because it's so challenging to plant.
we had to adjust a lot when we were in California. If you dropped a tomato in your backyard, you'd have tomato plants 2 weeks later.
Not here.
Not here.
You need Ken Lane.
You need Ken Lane for sure.
Ken knows how to dig holes and plant plants.
Frank's a planter. He's always got bushes and trees going on, and he's had to adjust so much I know he's went and talked to Ken a couple times on how do I keep this tree alive? Because
You got to tell your man, the big daddy, I don't know where this goat pen is, but TikTok.
TikTok. So I think
For those that listen to the podcast about goats,
Mm-hmm.
Elicia has adopted a couple of goats from Thunder Mountain Rescue Ranch, but they're holding on to them because Big Daddy hasn't finished the goat pen.
This is Goat Watch.
Goat Watch
2024.
Do you know, Big Daddy decided we've talked about enclosing our patio because we've got it ended up being like 700 square feet of patio.
Sounds like a great goat pen.
That's what Guy said because I sent him pictures. I'm like, he's a little distracted right now, but it's going to be a great space. And then the goat pen. But I know it's terrible.
My wife is going to just kill me if I don't get rid of these things.
But I did say if somebody wants them, you could give them to New Home. And then you have 187,000 goats. I could take the next ones if you want to.
All right. Well, we're going to segue from goats to guns because the owner of J&G Sales, Brad Desai, is on Living a Good Life with Brad Fain. So it's the Brad and Brad show talking about the Second Amendment, some of Brad Desai's favorite types of guns. And he's got a lot of insight because J&G's been around for years and it's one of the most successful firearms retailers in the region. I get a lot of things from there.
Nice. You are a pew, pew, pew guy.
I'm a pew, pew, pew guy.
Ideally of the week, this is a new one. Victory Plumbing has come on board. They are doing a free camera inspection with the purchase of a sewer drain cleaning. And the minute that we published this, I was like, I'm so glad I don't need a plumber right now. And then this morning we had a backup in one of our showers. I was like, oh man. So I think it's a simple.
So what's their tagline? Do they have a tagline?
So I'm playing with their tagline. I love it. We don't crack anything but a smile. I thought it was super cute. So at Victory Plumbing.
All right. So now you're a new tag person.
I like it. There you go. Yavapai County is to hold 3 January town hall meetings. Supervisor James Gregory is holding 3 town hall meetings in the month of January for residents. Meetings will be held January 4th at Oak Creek Valley, January 11th in Cordes Lakes, and January 30th in Black Canyon City. And this provides the community quality time and opportunity to learn and ask questions regarding the everyday functions of Yavapai. Yavapai.
Yep.
I was so happy I got through all of those things, and then I biffed it on Yavapai County government.
Well, road closures. Chino Valley heads up Chino Valley Peeps tomorrow, Thursday. I like how our associate producer spelled Thursday as Thursday. Had a little wild finger going on there.
She went to school in California.
North Road 1 East between East Road 3 North and East Perkinsville Road will be closed. Work starts 8:30 a.m. on Thursday.
It's going to be
finished up by Friday. Look at 5 p.m.
I think she was
typing
drinking
fast.
She was drinking.
Juxtaposed a few words.
Please tell me you guys are putting in another roundabout because I just don't think Chino Valley has enough roundabouts. Could you maybe add?
Well, the entertaining thing about I'm thinking about putting one of my game cams up on each one of the roundabouts because every 90 days somebody tries to Evel Knievel over the center of one.
Yeah, you can see
you
the ones.
You see the tire tracks going up the gravel, and then you can see the mark where they hit the top. is usually like a crust there. It's awesome.
You can see the ones on Prescott East Highway. It has barely a little lip that lifts
I think they
us
should
up.
just make ramps and just make it a rodeo event.
Fast and
Just
Furious.
cars getting launched in the air, and then we could have viral videos.
Yeah.
that
Every
we could
10th
monetize
accident.
and bring in
You get one
economic
free.
development
Yeah.
for Chino Valley is flying over random roundabouts.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
Speaking
Great
of
idea.
cars, did you see that like every Tesla ever was recalled? That their auto driving stuff is super not safe, and so they have recalled
What?
like
Oh, shoot. How's the
Auto
stock
driving
price
not
right now?
safe.
Yeah.
Weird.
What's the stock price right now?
I don't know, probably not what it was a few weeks ago.
Every Tesla?
Most of the models sold in the US from December or like from 2012 to early December 2023. Yeah, because the technology, I guess, like doesn't warn the driver enough. They deemed it inadequate. So it's like, nope, too easy to misuse. You guys are cutting corners. We can't do self-driving cars yet.
So, funny story about a Tesla. We were out of town for a football game, obviously, and we went to rent a car. It's like 10 o'clock at night. And they said, I said, I rented kind of a just base model car. Do you have any upgrades available? He's like, do you want a Tesla? I was like, for sure. So they give us the key thing to this fobby looking thing to the Tesla, and they send us on our way. And then they close because it was late and we were like the last people.
It's a dangerous machine to not know how to just. I've heard so many people get
So
stuck.
looking at the Washington Post, not that I read that, it says,
Yes.
ooh,
Not good.
largest recall ever, affecting almost all of its 2 million cars, is like the software updates you get on your iPhone, except this was supposed to prevent drivers from misusing Tesla's autopilot software. Again, I'm just quoting the
Did
Washington
it have
Post.
something to do with like the 2024, like changing to 2024?
No,
Did
it was just
it's
that they
a
caught it.
Recall?
Like
Okay.
it was like, I don't know if it was a court decision that made them do it or what, but it happened in December. So yeah,
All I
they
know
need
is
some
we
mandatory
sat there.
update to do autonomous driving.
We sat there in the airport going, car, turn on. We had no idea how to start the
Turn it
car.
on.
And we're looking for somebody. And when we turned it in, the guy was like, hey, how'd you like that Tesla? And we figured it out after like half an hour in the airport, how to like get it to move. And he goes, what did you do? The little training course that we send you? I was like, no, there was no training course. Like we upgraded and
supposed
they
to get an
sent us
email?
out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
an email with how to operate the car.
That's
I did not
funny.
know how to lock that car. So we're in some seedy little neighborhood in Cincinnati, car completely unlocked because I was just like, car lock car,
Well,
car lock.
You just walk away from it, right? And it won't open without
So
the
I had
fob or
Frank
something.
walk away and then I could still open it. So yeah, it's
Nice.
lots of stuff.
What
going on with
weren't
this.
you doing to leave? You said you got stuck and couldn't turn it on for 30 minutes. What weren't you doing?
Oh, so you have
Is it
to
like
put
a
the
push
key.
start?
You have to put the key on this little. You have to lay it down, and then it just there's
It's like a fob.
yeah, and then
Nice.
you can let off the gas, and it just slowly like I barely used the brake on that thing.
Yeah,
It just
I've never
was,
driven one.
Do you know how many one-way streets are in Cincinnati? I found out. And do you know when you drive down a one-way street, and you're going the wrong way, nobody even notices because I think everybody does that all the time. So yeah, it's just in a Tesla. That was great.
One way, going down the wrong way on a one-way street in a Tesla sounds like a
Party.
bad dad joke.
It was a party. Yeah. And people were just like, nobody, like if you saw somebody going to the wrong way on a street here, people would be like, hey, no. I think it's very common because the one-way sign was way up there.
Another
Yeah.
lighter news. Harvard president has resigned finally.
The Harvard
The
president?
Harvard University president.
Why
one
is
that
that a
was
good
like
thing?
Plagiarizing people. Kind of would get you fired if you're the Harvard University president.
That's not
You
bueno.
get
The Boston Harvard.
the Boston
Boston?
Harvard.
With the
Like
car
they park
keys?
the car.
Here, park my Tesla. I don't know how to.
You don't
I
even
don't even know
get
where it's
into it.
going. I don't even know how to get into it.
Anything
Park
else
it.
to eat?
I think that's it. Glad
Happy
to be
New
back.
Year.
Happy New Year to you too. It's going to be a good
So,
one. I'm excited.
Remember a couple of things. Get your driving instructions before you rent a Tesla. This is what we learned today at this podcast. Top news and events from signalsaz.com. How to drive a Tesla.
Yeah.
How to start a Tesla.
I still don't really
What
know.
not to do when applying for a job at a university, like plagiarizing.
That's a bummer.
What else?
It's cold.
It's cold. This week
I think we're going to get snow.
Finally, when do we get? I'm just getting frost on my windshield. I'm not getting any snow yet. So
I think we're going to get snow.
Okay. Well, good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
You haven't changed. You look exactly the same.
That cannot be possible because we ate everything in sight. And now it's like, we got 3 weeks till Vegas. We got to.
All right. Well, time to get back to the exercise routine, folks. I got to go back to the gym now. See ya.